Well, let's see. We're still down to 4 teams, including the Raiders.
And you know what they're saying in Buffalo, don't you?
No.
Bo don't know snow. And now we're not even sure if we're going to see Bo this weekend. The Raiders don't know if Bo will be ready to go for Sunday's AFC Championship game against the Bills. Bo Jackson injured his left hip in yesterday's playoff game against the Bengals when he was tackled at the end of this 34-yard run in the third quarter. He had 77 yards on just 6 carries up to that point. Now, the Raiders are still testing the hip. Won't know until later in the week if Jackson can play in Buffalo. You might remember the Bills and Raiders last met in the 5th week of this season. Buffalo came back in the 4th to win it 38-24. What will Sunday's rematch be like? In a word, rough.
This game will be an extremely physical football game. The first football game was physical. This one will be played on a completely different level, I think. This one will be at a higher level than even the Miami game was on.
Could be bad news. As for the teams that didn't make the Final Four, like the Bears, they're packing up and going home for the rest of the winter and the spring. Chicago made it back to the top of the NFC Central this year, but they'll need some help to take that next step. Also, remember, you can only see the NFC Championship between the Giants and the 49ers right here on Wake, Sunday afternoon at 4. Okay, here's the hoop scoop. Naples is ranked number 2 in Class 3A in the latest state high school poll. The Eagles are 12-2. Lemon Bay is number 7 in Class 2A, and the 15-0 Lady Panthers of Cypress Lake are number 1 in 3A. Edison's Buccaneers are ranked 9th in the latest state junior college poll, and it's UNLV on top of the major college poll. The 11-0 Runnin' Rebels are unanimous number 1 for the 2nd straight week. Pat Kennedy's Florida State Seminoles fell behind Stetson tonight in Orlando. Down by 6 at the break, they came back. Charlie Ward spins and drives for the bucket, 2 of his 14. Chuck Graham scored 8 of his 15 in a 3-minute stretch in the second half. There he gets out in front for the dunk. The Seminoles won it tonight 69-64. Georgetown wasn't mourning just because Alonzo wasn't in the lineup tonight against Villanova. Dikembe Mutombo took up the slack. Here he gets the alley-oop for 2 of his 18. And Rolly Massimino thought it was going to be another long night, but his Wildcats came back. Here Chris Walker will hit the three-pointer. Nova led 35-28 at the half. Second half, watch the Cats work it inside to Calvin Bird for 2 of his 12. The final, 65-56 Villanova, first time they've beaten Georgetown in almost 2 years. Also, number 12 Duke whipped Wake Forest 89-67. Well, the top 2 teams in the NBA's Central Division met in Chicago tonight as the Bulls tried to extend their lead over the Bucks. Now, if you pay $20 for courtside seats at Chicago, you get a bonus. Brad Lohaus will personally visit you sometime during the game. He took out the first couple of rows there. Michael Jordan took out the Bucks. Strange alley-oop there. Give the assist to the glass and the bucket to Michael. And then it was Jordan driving here and hitting the fall-away. He had 34. Final Bulls 110, Bucks 97. 26 for Dominique Wilkins. The Hawks nixed the Knicks 96-82 and make it 10 straight for the Pistons. 89-81 winners over the Mavericks tonight. And with the LA Kings riding a 6-game win streak and the Devils stuck in the swamps of Jersey on an 8-game winless skid, you can probably guess what happened on the ice tonight. Yep, Springsteen was born to run. This guy was born to score. Wayne Gretzky, first period, into the back of the net for the goal. 1-zip LA. Later in the first, Tony Granato will find Tomas Sandstrom all alone for the goal. LA scored 3 in the first, and they went on to their 6th straight victory, 6-1 over the Devils. Same score, the Bruins over the Red Wings, and the Sabres skated past the Maple Leafs 9-3. Cape Coral soccer team won again tonight. They are undefeated, 9-0. Got to be one of the best teams in the state right here.
Yeah. You think the Raiders are going to make it without Bo? Or?
Yeah, well, because Marcus Allen really picked up the slack against the Bengals Sunday. I think they're kind of interchangeable, even though Bo can hit a baseball a little bit better than Marcus Allen. When it comes to Sunday, I think Bo will be there, though.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. It's going to be a good game either way. Rough game, it sounds like.